So this all started when I woke up from my long hibernation sleep and decided to go for a jog. By the end of 2019, the Chinese authorities notified the world that a new virus was spreading through the communities at a drastic rate, with cases doubling every day, which was called the Severe Acute Respiratory Syndrome Related Coronavirus 2, or simply the coronavirus, which causes the disease called COVID 19. It is a contagious viral infection which primarily affects your throat and lungs. So, what happens when the corona particle enters a human body? The corona is just like a terrorist waiting to cause an attack onto the body's line of defense, that are the cells called kingdom. In order to succeed, they need to cross the big protective walls to cause the infection. But he is also smart and have some contacts that are the receptors. These receptors help him to cross the wall without being detected. The terrorist then overthrows the king, which controls the mechanism of the cell. It has only one rule: make copies of himself so that he can further attack more cells. When the body comes to know about their plans, it initially sends off some soldiers to fight them. But the terrorist takes control over all of their communication or the cytokine phones, which ultimately results into an overdrive. Desperate as they are to save the kingdom, they call an army of the body's defensive cells or the immune cells to fight them off. Here's the point where two things can happen. The positive scenario is that they defeat the terrorist without much damage to the big protective wall and without using much resources of the body. In this case, recovery begins, and with proper care taken, the body can survive the attack. And the negative, in which due to the assault, the terrorists are defeated, but with lots of casualties and a ton load of damage to the defending wall. In this scenario, the small robber bacteria and the gangster fungi can also attack the resource-rich body, as the wall is no more present to protect it. And with the soldiers being tired and quite defeated as well, the pathogens overwhelm the body and death is more likely. Death? So what should we all do in order to prevent the virus from infecting us? Good question. There are two things that we can do in order to prevent the virus from infecting us and our surroundings, that is, not getting infected and not infecting others. Not getting infected involves washing our hands as much as possible and going out only when it's important, and also taking special care while doing so. Not infecting other aims at if you find yourself in a situation where you think you might have the symptoms of the disease, then home quarantine yourself and prevent meeting other people from your family and seek for medical help immediately. But why the soap? You see, some people may think that why a basic good manners such as washing hands, which they forgot to learn in their childhood, may protect them from the virus. Well, the corona is made up of genetic material surrounded by an outer lipoproteinaceous layer, and the soap particle breaks down the lipid layer by Michael formation and thus makes the virus ineffective to infect you. In this worst scenario, where everything is going down, it is important that we stand together as humans and not as different countries or as different religions and help to make a fight against the pandemic and against the virus.